Chairete, Ophiloi. Hello, friends. My name is Dr. David C. Noe, and I want to share with you a brief Greek lesson to add to your repertoire and your knowledge of this beautiful and powerful language. Today's lesson for the Moss Method office hours is taken from Homer's Iliad. Now, not this Homer, but that one. And it's taken from Book 1, which is known by its majuscule letter, alpha, the uppercase alpha, Book 1, lines 258 and 259. So I'm going to read the lines, translate them, and then give you a little bit of a lesson with the help of a scholar named Robert Keep. So it goes like this. Hoi perimen boulein danaon peridesta makestai, ala pithest ampho deneo tero estonemeo. So who's speaking here and what is he saying? Well, this is the garrulous old man Nestor. Nestor is described by Homer as heidu apace, sweet of speech, and he's also described as the agoretes, the orator of sandy or holy Pylos. So Nestor is telling Agamemnon and Achilles, the two warlords, that they need to stop quarreling. They're fighting over the girl Chryseis and over Achilles' prize, Briseis. So he says to them, hoi perimen, boulein, etc., you two who are better, you are excelling the other Danaans, men boulein de estemakestai, both in your counsel, your shrewdness or battle planning, and in your actual fighting, makestai. Then in the next line he says, but ala pithest, but listen to me, but obey me, because, that's how I'm taking the de continuative, because you both, ampho, are younger than me. There are actually three duals in this line, ampho, neotero, and eston, but that's a subject for a different lesson. So what do we find in here that's quite interesting? Well, first of all, the line is perfectly balanced and beautiful with the hoi perimen boulein danaon perideste, the perimen and the perides. So nice. Robert Keep, in his 1883 book, The Iliad of Homer, the first 6 books, he gives this explanation. To line 258, he says, peri in the first hemistitch equals perieste. So what is perieste? Well, it's a compound of the verb eini, to be. It's peri-eimi, which Liddell, Scott, and Jones, the lexicon, tells us means to be superior, to survive, or simply sometimes to be left over. It's the exact equivalent, almost, of the Latin supersum. But then Keep says, the verb takes after it a genitive as a word of superiority. So that's danaon. Nestor says, you two are better, perieste, than the Danaans, danaon, a word of superiority. And it takes boulein as an accusative of specification. So how are you better than the Danaans? First of all, men boulein, with respect to your wisdom and your planning. And secondly, Keep says, the explanatory infinitive makestai is precisely equivalent to an accusative of specification, maken. So you're better in terms of planning and in the actual fighting. Now, he says it's an explanatory infinitive, but if we remember, and I don't want to quarrel with Professor Keep here, but if we remember that an infinitive is a verbal noun, we can take this makestai as simply another accusative of specification. So men boulein, both with respect to counsel, de makestai, and with respect to your fighting. It might be interesting to compare this to a Latin translation, so we're going to look at the one of Samuel Clarke, and this is from 1729. And Clarke translated the Iliad into Latin for his student, a prince, a royal prince who needed to learn Greek, but he was using Latin as a crib or a crutch to rely upon if he wasn't sure about the Greek. So Clarke translates it this way, qui quidem concilio Danais ante celitis et pugnando. So notice first of all we have quidem, which functions like men. We saw this in the last Moss, or a couple Moss office hour lessons ago. Quidem functions like men. And then instead of the perieste, we have ante celitis, which is the Latin verb that means to be superior. And then instead of danaon in the genitive, with Greek we have danais in the Latin, a Latin of comparison. And then for boulein we have concilio, and for makestai we have the gerund pugnando. You excel both in counsel, concilio, et pugnando, and in fighting. Isn't that very interesting? If you enjoyed this video and you learned something, and if you would like to learn more Greek, then I invite you to go to my website, mossmethod.com. Check out the other free instruction, the Moss Method office hours that I'm providing for you. And if you really like this and you want to go deeper into Greek, then you can hire me as your soul guide, your psychopampos, and I can lead you down into the treasures of Greek, its depths, and bring you back not just a neophyte, but actually someone who's erudite, who knows a lot about the Greek language. When I started learning Greek many years ago, I knew nothing, not even the alphabet. But now, after many years of study and many excellent teachers, I'm able to read and enjoy the works of Homer, like today, Plato, Aristotle, Demosthenes, Aristophanes, Xenophon, and of course the whole New Testament, which is written in Greek. So please check out my method, mossmethod.com, so that you can go deeper into Greek. Like and subscribe, click the bell so you will get notified when I release new instructional videos like this one. Thank you very much.